I'm Vera Sharav, and I'm here to tell you that I regard Rайнера Фюльмиха as a hero. When I received an invitation for an interview with Rайнера Фюльмиха and the Corona Investigative Committee, I was surprised. The primary focus of the committee centered on three issues. How dangerous is this virus? How reliable is the PCR test for identifying a virus? What damage was caused by the lockdowns to the world economy? The principal testimonies were by medical, scientific, legal, and financial experts who were sought to clarify whether the imposition of severe government restrictions on people's freedom were justified. Restrictions included lockdowns that prevented grandparents from seeing their grandchildren. As I pondered about what I could contribute, it occurred to me that Rainer's invitation was a sign of his willingness to open Pandora's forbidden box. Unlike most public figures, Rайнер did not avoid exposing the most contentious truths that the German people are forbidden to contemplate. Anyone who compares current German government dictates that violate citizens' legal rights or freedom of expression to the restrictions that were imposed by the Nazi regime is subject to criminal prosecution. C.J. Hopkins, the American author, political satirist, and playwright who resides in Berlin, has been repeatedly harassed by Germany's thought police and criminally charged repeatedly for using Nazi symbols and allusions to underscore the threat posed by the current government trajectory toward fascism. Rachel Shapiro, another U.S. expatriate in Berlin, is an anti-Zionist Jewish writer, a descendant of Holocaust survivors. She dared to challenge Germany's moral authority as it once again actively supports and participates in, this time, a Zionist-inflicted genocide on the Palestinian people. My experience as a young child who survived 3 years in a Nazi concentration camp gave me unique insights about how a civilized society devolved into depraved inhumanity, culminating in the Holocaust. I believe that Rайнер invited me to shine an uncomfortable light on the significance of government overreach. He wanted to raise public awareness about ominous parallels between current illegitimate government restrictions, including restrictions on individual freedom of expression, human rights violations, the weaponization of medicine, and the complicit role of the judiciary in criminalizing speech. Illegitimate government intrusions such as these paved the way to the Holocaust. In July of 2020, the month that Rайнер began his Corona Committee investigation, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the powerful, malevolent U.S. government virologist, inadvertently acknowledged that the PCR test was useless and misleading inasmuch as it did not identify an infectious virus. In August 2024, secret internal COVID-19 documents of Germany's premier public health institution, the Robert Koch Institute, were released by a Koch Institute whistleblower and posted online, where they remain. The RKI documents confirm that government-dictated corona mandates were not based on any evidence of a public health threat from a deadly infection. The draconian mandates were politically motivated, plain and simple, politically motivated. Shamefully, the medical establishment was once again complicit. Doctors violated the Hippocratic Oath and did harm. They administered deadly medical procedures, just as doctors in Nazi Germany had done. The incarceration of Dr. Rайнера Фюльмиха is a politically motivated perversion of justice. It is carried out to prevent him from bringing truth to a wide public. from July 10th, 2020 until his arrest warrant in March 2023, Dr. Fülmich interviewed more than 450 witnesses, among them more than 150 scientists, medical doctors, whistleblowers, lawyers, financial and other expert witnesses. A secret German intelligence dossier by the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution, in collaboration with the Public Prosecutor's Office, was leaked to one of Rainer's defense lawyers. The dossier confirmed that Rainer Fülmich had been under special surveillance since 2021. The government's objective was to stop Fülmich, and I quote, at all costs, by all means, including the recruitment of trusted individuals in Fülmich's entourage. The acknowledged goal was to convict Rainer Fülmich to prevent him from seeking any public political office. Clearly, Germany is not a democratic republic. Clearly, Rainer Fülmich was targeted by the German government to prevent his far-reaching expose of criminal government mandates that were issued under the guise of protecting public health. Lockdowns, deadly hospital protocols, and experimental, genetically engineered injected bioweapons are part of a deadly government arsenal of weapons to be used against the people. Free Rainer Fülmich now.